Okay, so I'm going to talk about here, if you're given a recursive equation, how to find the terms in the sequence. So here's a recursive equation for you. So t of n plus 1 equals t of n minus 10. And it says, and it's if t of 1 equals, let's say, like 22. Okay, so the nice thing about this is when you're given a recursive equation, they have to give you at least one of the numbers in the sequence. So we know t of 1 equals 22, which we know 1 is our n value, which if 1 is our n value, that's the first number in the sequence. So if I'm trying to say find the first four terms, okay, sorry, I'm struggling right now. Find the first four terms. We already have term number 1. It's 22. So if I were to make out my 4 points here, if I were to draw 4 lines, and my first spot is going to be 22. Now, the nice thing is, remember about recursive is it says next equals now plus or operation, then whatever you need to do. Well, if we're at 22 now, how do we get to the next term? And that's what this equation of recursive does. Well, if I'm at 22 now, to get to the next one, I needed minus 10 from my 22. Well, so minusing 10 from my 22 would get me 12 for the second term, which if you were to put 1 in here, you would get, if you were to put 1 in front, you would get t of 2 and so on and so forth. Okay, so the second term is 2. Now, if I'm at 2, or if I'm at term number 2, to get to my next one, which would be my t of 3, which by doing that would put it in here, okay, you would just minus 10 from 12, which would get you 2. So all this is doing is you have to find the one number that you need, and then you just keep going from there by minusing 10. It just tells you what to do every single time. That's all it's telling you to do. It's just got that one number in. So then if you want to get the fourth term, do 2 minus 10, which will get you a negative 8. Okay? So you just got to remember, if you know where you're at now, do that operation to what you have to get to your next number. So if I'm at 1, to get to term number 2, I need to just, in this case, I need to minus 2. Or minus 10, sorry. So here's another one. So I'm going to have t of n plus 1 equals t of n. And let's say it's plus 6. Okay, and let's say t of 1 equals like negative 5. Okay, let's go negative 15. Sorry, negative 15. All right. So I want the same question. I want you to find the next 4 terms. Try this one by yourself real quickly. All right, so hopefully you tried this one, okay? But if you get stuck, that's okay. So here we go. So I already know my term number 1. That's given me. Term 1 is negative 15. So if I draw my first 4 blanks, term 1 is negative 15. Now, the recursive equation tells us, we'll give the answer is the next term. But you got to know where you're at previously or where you're at now. So I'm at term number 1 now, and I want to get to the next term in my sequence. Well, I use the recursive equation, and I take where I'm at now, which is the t of n, and I add 6 to it. So negative 15 plus 6, that's going to get to where I want to go to next, which is my second term. So negative 15 plus 6 is a negative 9. Okay? To get to my third term, I do the same thing. I want to get to my next term. Well, you just do the same thing. You just add 6, but this time you're going to add it to the one that you have where you're at now, which is negative 9. So negative 9 plus 6 is negative 3. Well, now if I'm at negative 3, to get to my next term, I just do the same thing. Add 6 again. So then I just have a positive 3. So let me know if you have any questions over this. We're going to continue to practice this as we lead up to our assessment.